What's up, YouTube? It's TC with the Oneness Vibration, the Source Vibe Tarot. I'm making this video because it's been an interesting couple of days. So we're on Monday. It is July 6th, 2021. It's been an interesting couple of days. For me personally, I learn through life and observing life and getting insight and thoughts around life and what I've lived and what I've seen in my own experience. And just in me doing that in my own experience, I might be able to help and assist somebody else who might be going through similar or the same experiences. So I'm just sharing, what I went through and stuff like that. How I'm feeling. I feel good today. I feel really good. So what I've noticed, the past couple of days, was that older, old situations, old vibrations, old things popped up. For me personally, it was my vices. So before, as I continue to evolve and grow in my spiritual development and on the spiritual path, I was called to remove certain things from my life. And trying to keep my thoughts together. Hopefully this resonates and you can get it. It's more than likely a multi-dimensional message because each thought form that's going around has a lot of energy and other thoughts attached to it. So I want to get out the ones, I want to express the ones that are most prevalent and helpful to people, to us, and where we are right now. So, for me personally, I had vices pop back up. And with old vibrations popping back up, I feel like it's also multidimensional as well. I want to say that no matter where you are in your life, on your path, there is always a place from where you are to get to where you want to be. So, for me, I want to say, when old vibrations pop up and present themselves, some people, and it could be, I did it, and it could be easy to think, why, it is so funny because I've been through this already, and it's funny, but it could be easy to think why am I feeling this? Why am I going through this? Why is this happening? What's going on? What does it mean vibrationally? And a lot of times we can blame outer circumstances, or we could be oh, it's the devil, or it's the universe is testing me, and this, that, and the third, which on some area it might be true depending on where you're vibrating. But that's a old thought paradigm of victim mentality. Trying to keep it together. What I want to say is, for me, my vices came up and I ended up indulging because I'm in a better place now, to where as though I'm I feel better. And from that place of feeling better, a lot of things don't carry the same weight or same emotional charge that it once had. And so that's how life shifts. You shift the inner environment and because the outer reflections of what we see, everything that we see is a reflection of the inner vibrations that we have going on. And so when you start to shift the inner vibrations and shift how you feel and how you view reality, how you perceive the inner starts to shift the outer. And so as you become okay with and in a sense of ease with how you feel inside about different things, that starts to shift in your outer experience. And so I had old vibrations pop up. It was almost like old cycles, old shit that I used to do, get into, that I've chosen to leave behind. But it's just like Abraham. We're gonna reference Abraham a lot because Abraham is the GOAT. Now, if I go back, the only reason, again, it all comes back to you. So the reason I resonate with Abraham is because Abraham, if you don't know Abraham Hicks, Abraham said things that I had come to find out, but I couldn't really properly articulate. And so everything that they said resonated with my truth and what I already knew. And so that is why I started to really get into what they were talking about, because it's exactly what I was feeling already. I just didn't know how to say it. And so Abraham says, sometimes you gotta test the universe sometimes and do some stuff that might not resonate with you or whatever, because you kind of send the signal like, oh, is the universe still working? Is it still responding? And sometimes you get a little messy to realize how clean you want to be, if that makes sense. That's how I'm feeling, because me personally, I felt like, oh man, I'm screwing this up, I'm getting it wrong, I'm regressing. There's no regression, but I felt like I shouldn't be doing this. I know better. I'm getting it wrong. I'm messing it up. Yada, yada, yada. And it's like, yes and no. Because there's always a path from where you are to where you want to be. And so, I indulged a little bit, which it wasn't bad. It just wasn't fulfilling. And that's why that helped me remember and realize why I ended it in the first place, because it just wasn't fulfilling. I could be doing more productive things with my time and using my energy in more productive ways for the highest good of me and everybody around me. And so, I indulged. I had me some weed. It was good because I felt like it was already on its way out of my experience. And something inside, I don't know if it was the old cycle or what, or I don't know if it was the old cycle or if it was just me being on my path, but I was just like, all right, I'm going to indulge a little bit. I feel like it's on its way out. Excuse me. So I did. And I was brought to this new place of viewing it. And so I found myself in these old situations, these old scenarios popping back up. But I felt like I was in a completely different place. Like it didn't have the hold on me that it once did. Now, how it was before is that it took me months. Or maybe even years, depending on where I look at it from, and where I really decided to choose myself. it took me years or months to come to the conclusion of I don't need this. But this time around, it took me only days. And I feel, because like with each cycle and each releasing of these old vibrations that this current energy is presenting us with, I feel like it's just more and more opportunities to release, to release, to release, to let go, to shift, to really claim what it is that we have asked life for. And I feel like with each cycle, yeah, we're releasing more and more. Now, how in the thick of it, I was looking at how this just sucks, and it's just annoying, or it shouldn't be like this, or just judging where I was on my path, on my, like, how I was living in those couple of days, because I've been doing really well, a lot better than I was before, and that has been manifesting inside and outside of my experience. And so there's a couple of things with this. Now, I could have totally just been strong, had the willpower to not do it, and to keep evolving and being great. But even with indulging in the things that I gave up, it helped me to realize and solidify even more why I didn't want it, why I didn't need it, why I'd rather just rely on myself and just enjoy life as it is. Because it could, like remaining, there's a sort of objectivity that has to go with it. You could be objective enough to not do it at all, or you can be objective enough to do it and still remain objective to see and be aware, if that makes sense. Because in the thick of the vices before, or in the thick of anything that was old that popped up now, in the thick of it before, I couldn't see. It was like I didn't have the awareness to see past it. But this time around, it's like, because I've been working on myself, because I've been showing up for myself, I have the awareness of what I'm doing. And so I could see like how easy it was to slip back into those old patterns. And it's like, it's not what I want. And the life that we live now, we're always manifesting, and the life that we are living now is feedback. And we get like two main things of feedback, and that's what we have manifesting in our experience and how we're feeling. What we have manifesting in our experience and how we're feeling. If now the universe is not testing us. The universe is not punishing us. It's not anything outside of us. It's literally within ourselves. That's why we have to bring it back to self. We have to go within and get the answers and awareness from within, because it's literally us. The universe is not testing us, and it's not punishing us. It is responding to us and giving us, you can consider the physical world feedback of the vibrations that we have going on. So when things pop up in our experience, favorable or unfavorable, it is feedback about how we're vibrating. And so, like, in the middle of indulging, I was already like, with each indulgence, I was just like, I release this more and more. Like, I release it, and it's like, I don't want to focus on what I'm releasing. So what am I choosing from this? I'm choosing sobriety. I'm choosing to. I just see my sister. I'm on my way to the market to get me some kombucha. I just see my sister. Small world. But yeah, what was I about to say? Shit, I don't remember. But naturally, just naturally progress. Yeah, what I was about to say, what I feel like something is in the midst of like getting into the vices and stuff, I like had the awareness of this isn't what I want again. And instead of being, because had a thing of like, I'll release this, I'm gonna get rid of this, I'm letting it go more and more. But instead of, that's just like keeping it active. Instead of doing that, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna focus on what is causing me. It's causing me to want to brag. It's causing me to have the willpower to not do it. It's causing me to have lasting change in my life. It's causing me to want lasting change. It's causing me to want to be powerful. It's causing me to want to not need anything outside of my experience to make me feel better about my experience, or to feel whole, or to feel like I need it in order for my experience to feel better. Sorry. And so that's what I was really getting out of it. And then another thing from the past popped up, and that's where I was like, nope, I don't want to go back. I'm not going back to what it is that I walked away from. And I say all this just to say, like, where you are on your path is not wrong. No matter how much you want to judge it or think that it should be different, where you are is where you are, and where you are is okay, and where you are is a perfect place to continue growing and going towards where you want to be. And I'm saying this to say, like, even there is no right or wrong way to do this. Like, we are infinity experiencing itself in infinite ways. How do you get infinity wrong? You can't. There's no wrong way to express infinity, which is bittersweet, but that's yin and yang and everything in this material world. I'm saying this to say, like, even in me feeling like this isn't where my path is supposed to be, blah, 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 whatever I was saying, it still was working out. Like, I was still on my path. I was still right where I needed to be, right where I was supposed to be. And me judging it didn't, like, the perfection was already there. It was just my inability to see it, and me judging myself for what I was doing or not doing just took me off my path. And it can't even really take me off my path, because I wasn't too into it like I was before. I wasn't totally resistant like I was before. That's like, again, it's just, I had a thought when I was thinking about it, and it was like nothing. The phrase was, nothing was ever the same. Nothing was the same. There was nothing the same about it, because yeah, like, old situations, old. It's like looking at old things from a new view. And even in the moments where I felt like I should have been doing better, or I could have been doing better, that was my lesson, to learn compassion. Because however I live my life, or whatever I'm living in my life, I'm like, well, I want to be more compassionate. I know I shouldn't be mad, bitter, angry. I want to be in reasoning and knowing and appreciation. And that was part of my path to getting me what I want. And because like, we're gonna make lessons out of everything. That's how we make nothing that we live in vain, is if we learn from it. And so this was just part of my learning experience. I don't have to worry about if anything slowed down or any of that stuff. That's just mind talking. The mind's gonna talk, but consciousness is where we are. And consciousness is in this moment right now. Prevalent in this moment right now. My God. Um, but no, just that was my lesson for me, to not judge myself. And so I feel like my team, my like spirit guides, inner being is like, you want to start with compassion, have it for yourself. Have compassion for yourself and where you are on your journey, because where you are is not gonna be where you're staying. Where you are is where you are. But you can turn in any direction, put one foot in front of the other, and start to move in a different direction. You know, and if old stuff does pop up, it's not about staying in those old cycles. And yeah, you might get caught up in them, and that's okay, because you're not wrong. But you don't want to stay in, old bullshit either, So it's like, I feel like I'm right on my path. I'm learning my lesson. And, maybe part of that was I had to go through that, because there are other people who are going through that, who might not be as aware yet. And this might be like a puzzle piece for them. Who knows? I can help somebody going through the same type of feelings and thought patterns and situations. And so maybe God chose me to do that. And that's my path of least resistance to helping me and everybody around me. But I just feel like it's a breakthrough in this energy that we have right now. Apparently there's going to be a 7/7 energy portal on July the 7th. Where, those high energy days bring about massive inner growth, and they can fast track growth and stuff. But part of that is old stuff popping up so it can be released, and so we can focus on the new. And I just want to say, like, you're doing a great job. If you didn't know, if nobody told you, or if you haven't told yourself, you're doing a great job. You're in the perfect place to grow. You are perfect right where you are, because where you are is not where you're staying. Where you are is where you are. That's on the way to where you're going. And so don't worry. Everything is going to be okay. Don't judge how your life looks or where your path is taking you, because your inner being, Source, God, Ralph, Carl, Judith, I don't know, whatever you want to call Source, Mother, Father, God, your inner being, but your inner being knows you and your path of least resistance, and you just gotta kind of trust the process, but also remember what it is that you want. Keep in your mind, in the forefront of your mind, what it is that you want, how you got here, why you got here, and where you're trying to go. Because yeah, old things might pop up, but it's like, is it in line with what you want? And if it's not, just start to release it and look at what it's causing you to focus on. Because you got the juice, you got the power, and everything is working out for you. This is all working out for you. This is all for you and not to you. And this is all part of the bigger plan that your soul has set up for you. You can't fail at this. You can hold yourself back, yes, but you can never fail. Because you're going to get it. You got it. You're getting it. You got it. Peace and love and blessings, Soul Fam. I love y'all. Beautiful Soul Family. I'm about to go and get me some kombucha and I'll peace out.